In a world ruled by information and control, there exist structures known only to a chosen few. They are the shadows within the shadows, the ones who shape the course of history from the backstage of global politics. They operate under a name whispered only in the most secure rooms, the agency. Part 1. The birth of the agency. In the aftermath of World War II, as the Cold War plunged the world into an atmosphere of suspicion and dread, the United States created the Central Intelligence Agency. Its public mandate was clear: to collect intelligence, counter the Soviet threat, and influence political processes abroad. It was the sharp end of the spear in a new, invisible war. But behind this official facade, a deeper, more clandestine reality took shape. Classified directives and presidential findings authorized activities that existed in a legal and moral gray zone. It is within this opaque space that the agency was born, not as a single, formal department, but as a conceptual umbrella for the CIA's most sensitive, deniable, and autonomous operations. These were the units tasked not just with observing history, but with writing it. Part 2. What is the agency? The agency is the informal, whispered name for a nexus of capabilities and units within the CIA that specialize in operations beyond the pale of conventional oversight. Their work transcends mere espionage. It is the business of reality manipulation. Their tasks are the stuff of nightmares. The meticulous manipulation of foreign politicians, the sophisticated fabrication of world events, the orchestration of coups that topple democracies, and experimentation on the very fabric of human consciousness. They operate through cutouts, shell companies, and unwitting assets, creating a labyrinth of plausible deniability so dense that even the highest levels of government can claim ignorance. The CIA's own declassified history is littered with their precursors, the mind-shattering horrors of MK-Ultra, the chilling false flag proposals of Operation Northwoods. These were not anomalies. They were glimpses into the standard operating procedure of the agency. Part 3. Known and unknown operations. One of the most well-documented, yet terrifying, aspects of the agency's work is its direct intervention in the political sovereignty of nations. From the 1950s to the 1970s, it was instrumental in orchestrating coups in Guatemala, 1954, Iran, 1953, and Chile, 1973, all to install regimes friendly to U.S. interests, regardless of the democratic will of the people. These operations were comprehensive assaults on reality, involving targeted assassinations, systematic bribery, and sophisticated disinformation campaigns designed to turn populations against their own leaders. While historians know the broad strokes, the true scale, the how, and the full roster of agents and their local collaborators remains locked in classified vaults, the true testament to the agency's efficiency. The question is not if they interfered, but how many other operations, successful and failed, remain completely unknown to the public. Part 4. Shadow programs and human experimentation. Perhaps the most sinister facet of the agency is its foray into the ultimate frontier of control, the human mind. The MK-Ultra program, which ran from the 1950s to the 1960s, was the most infamous example. Its goal was audacious: to create the perfect, programmable agent, a puppet whose mind could be controlled, memories erased, or personalities altered. The directors of this program, operating under the blanket of national security, employed a horrifying arsenal: high-dose LSD administered without consent, sensory deprivation to the point of psychosis, electroconvulsive therapy, and the implantation of subliminal messages. Many victims were left as broken shells, their lives destroyed in the name of a clandestine science. When the program was threatened with exposure, the director, Richard Helms, ordered all files destroyed. The fragments we have were discovered by accident. This deliberate obliteration of history is a classic agency tactic. Part 5. The modern agent. Today, The specter of the agency has evolved. Conspiracy theorists and seasoned investigators alike suggest its modern descendants are the architects of our digital panopticon. They are believed to be behind sophisticated cyber warfare campaigns, the weaponization of social media to manipulate public opinion on a global scale, and the covert control of multinational corporations and financial systems. Their operatives are no longer just the man in a trench coat. They are the data analyst in a Silicon Valley firm, the hedge fund manager moving billions, the influencer shaping a narrative. They operate in a space where national borders are irrelevant and traditional oversight is obsolete. No single government, not even the one that ostensibly created them, has full control over what the agency does. They act above laws, beyond morality, and outside of time itself. Part 6. Who are they? They are the invisible agents, the gray men, who vanish into a crowd. They are a self-selecting priesthood of power. Their ranks are believed to be filled with former special forces operators, deep cover intelligence officers, sociopathic scientists, and masters of informational and psychological warfare. Their motivation is a complex web, a fervent, almost zealous belief in a particular vision of national security, the intoxication of wielding unaccountable power, and, perhaps, the pursuit of something more profound and ominous, the deliberate engineering of a new world order, a global system stable, controllable, and subservient to their design. They are not just servants of the state. In many ways, they are a state within a state. Part 7. The philosophy of the shadow. The agency is more than an organization. It is a symbol. It represents the terrifying idea that our world is a managed construct, that the levers of truth and falsehood are in the hands of an unseen few. It reminds us that in the 21st century, the ultimate power is not merely military or economic, but the power to control the information ecosystem itself, to define what is real. The final, chilling question it leaves us with is not about their past actions, but about our future. If we, as a society, fail to cultivate skepticism, demand transparency, and recognize the tools of manipulation, we risk becoming more than just observers of history. We risk becoming the unwitting puppets in a play directed by invisible hands, our thoughts and actions mere echoes of a script written in the shadows.